Viewer discretion is advised.
But will be completely ignored.
Spend time with your family?
Sure I do.
Good. Listen, a man that doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man.
To the wild individuals, OTT home taking you to the wildest place. WWE, AEW, NJPW, we TNA in the ring where the legends compete. It's not a gimmick, this is raw, pure fact. Dissecting every match like science on a map. We bring the heat from the mat to the screen. Last week in wrestling, we keep it mean. The OG Mobb riding high, that's the dream. After dark wrestling, every hear fans scream. Step in the ring, welcome to the scene. Die hard fans, we discuss everything. We coming off the ropes, slaying the truth in your face. OTT, are we taking you to the wildest place? WWE, AEW, NJPW, Heat, TNA in the ring, where the legends compete. It's not a gimmick, this is raw, pure fact. Dissecting every match like science on a Mac. We lay heat from the mat to the screen. Last week in wrestling, we keep it mean. POG, my body high, that's the dream. After dark wrestling, every hear the fans scream. Step in the ring, welcome to the scene. Die hard fans, we discuss everything.
Chirp. Welcome to another Friday night edition of AfterDark, the Mobb Man Show. Of course, I'm by myself tonight. Big Mike is at a Yankee game. Maverick is nowhere to be found. Uncle Fast, I just don't want to see his face tonight. And Deuce is getting ready for tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing the best I can to do just by myself today. But before I get into my guests with me on my right, your left, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below, ring the bell, all that good jazz. Blah, 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 all that good shit to support us, to grow the channel, the community, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Check out the Linktree, Linktree/AfterDark Roast Podcast to find the audio, visual, merchandise source, everything that you need, all rolled up in one. You go there. Once again, Linktree/AfterDark Roast Podcast. Still gotta update that domain address. But more importantly, the brand ambassadors, I know some people, they've been kind of complaining about a couple of the codes not working. I got to go back and fix that. W, first off, 10% at w.gg, Dreamlight University, 15% at dreamlight.store. Get your college apparel, that type of stuff like that. Okaze Clothing, the same deal with them, 15% off at okazeclothing.com. Their upcoming clothing brand here in the US. Go check them out. Habits 365, the same deal, 50% off your total purchase at habits365.com. Use the same coupon code at OTTRMOB. It's not complicated, folks. Cafe Colazzo, another 10%. Of course, at cafecolazzo.com. Check them out as well if you want to get your coffee fixed and shit like that. Swift Energy, 10% off at swiftenergy.gg. And last and not least is our merchandise store at bonfire.com/store/AfterDark Roast Podcast. You find Last Week Wrestling, After Darks, Wrestling Asylum, Black Arts Angels, anything that we still got in that bitch, we still got it in the stash box. So definitely express some joy, get yourself some gear, rock with the mob. Now, Matt Classic of the AIWF is also in the building with me tonight. Proper introduction. He's sitting there in the car, so it means he's all about business and he's not even stationary. So I'm going to give him his due. What's up, champ?
Good. How about yourself, boss?
Woke the fuck back up just to do this, but but I got a busy day tomorrow and shit like that. So rather I'm going back to that. So you know what I'm saying. So I'm already like shit. So Matt, talk to me about the AIWF.
Of course.
The All Independent Wrestling Federation. Am I
getting
that correct?
No, it's the Allied Independent Wrestling Federation. You use ChatGPT because sometimes it does that.
Okay. Well, explain that to me a little bit more. How did the AIWF start, or how did you get started with the company and stuff like that?
Well, the AIWF, it started in 1992 in North Carolina. It then evolved into a regional promotion. It ran in North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, then and Tennessee. It expanded into what it currently is about 2008. I got involved around that same time. And now we have over 150 promotions in 50 countries in our alliance. So it's pretty big.
Okay. So when it comes to the alliance things, like, is it just like you scope out different promotions to see what like they have to offer and if there'll be a good fit, or is it just anyone can kind of like join in and such? Like, how does that work?
I mean, I don't want you to suck. I mean, we do have a screening process.
So,
And we have a couple other rules as well. Like we all our promotions need to be at least 60 miles apart from each other. We don't want none of that indie wrestling bullshit. If you've been indie wrestling, it's full of indie wrestling bullshit.
hmm and
And
believe me, listen. We are already involved in the indie wrestling business and shit, so we're seeing it full fledged how a lot of shit can be and everything like that. So I'm already like losing my head to some degree, trying to keep my composure intact when it comes to certain like these things, because there's some things that you can't fix. So you guys just deal with it, and then you guys just either chuck up a loss or you're gonna be grunted about the shit forever. So that's what I'm learning
I mean,
myself.
I have a good time, so I mean, it doesn't bother me. I don't mind telling somebody to fuck off.
Right. Courtney, how you
But,
doing, bro? Thank you for
but
being in the chat tonight.
yeah, but how I originally got into wrestling, I got trained by Chief J Eagle. He ran in South Carolina for over 30 years.
Mhm,
His claim to fame is he trained his neighbor, the one man gang, George Gray, also known as Akeem the African Dream.
mhm.
And yeah, that's how I got into it. And I wrestled for a little bit. Then I took a break, and then I got involved with a promotion here where I live here in Greensboro, North Carolina, in the local area.
Mhm.
And they just happened to join the AIWF, and that's how I met my partner, Mr. Dean Puckett. And Dean, he got trained by Wahoo McDaniels. If that tells you anything, he wrestled from 1987 till like maybe 5-6 years ago. But yeah, and we've just grown since then. We've expanded. We got some great champions in our organization. We got great Hall of Famers. Our Hall of Famers: Wahoo McDaniels, Ricky Morton, Buddy Landell,
So,
and China.
the AIWF has its own Hall of Fame
Oh yeah.
section and stuff like that. That's very cool.
Oh yeah, we got our own Hall of Fame. We induct a class every year, and it's been doing good. We can't complain. And like I said, we work with over 150 promotions right now. Some of our notable champions, our world champions, Mustang Mike. He's based out of New Orleans. Our world women's champions, Miss Ava Brooks, she's out of the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. The tag
Mhm.
champions, the Duke boys. They're out of Connecticut, out of Paul Roma, Mark Mancini's PAPW.
And we're gonna be having him tomorrow at SNW's event over the edge up in Portland, Maine. So I'll be seeing him there tomorrow myself.
Yeah,
So
they're great. They're
there's a
great
lot going
guys.
on.
I know y'all also hosted Mustafa Jordan, who's the shoot fighting champion, dual
Oh, let
citizen
me
of
tell you
Canada and
something.
New York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yo, he's the most humblest guy that I ever met since I've been doing this thing. He is extremely humble, no matter what the cause is. He's like, "Yo, you're doing a good job," and that type of stuff. But I told him, like, "Yo, after when he had his match up here back in March, and I seen him in action for the very first time, and I was like, yo, I gotta start expanding my horizons over the border into Canada and shit, because there's a lot of people that's up there that's coming in, that's coming into the states to find
Oh
work and
yeah.
not knowing."
100%. Mustafa's a great talent. I mean, he's legit badass. He's defended that title in Australia, America, and Canada so far.
Yep. So definitely when he was facing Drew Gulak, when we just recently had him up there back in March, he had a fabulous match. He had an absolute fabulous match, and I think from that day forward, I said to myself, if we keep this thing going and he keeps coming back more and more and more, he could definitely be a world champion for us here at SNW. So that's why I
Oh,
was myself as him.
100%. I mean, he's on the radar of AEW and the WWE. I can personally tell you that. But yeah, he's a great talent, professional, tough as nails, very technically skilled. He can brawl. I mean, yeah, he's got the total package.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes that you gotta keep my eye on, that type of stuff. Him, Darius Carter is another one. He's from New York.
Yeah,
He's
New York,
another one
Darius
that I
Carter.
said the same thing too. I'm like, yo, Darius Carter, that's my boy. Shout out to you over there. Jay Bougie, you're another one that's over there too. That's been doing y'all thing in MLW and shit. Congratulations to y'all fellas. But I just see a lot of black representation talent coming out the woodwork in the last 5 to 6 years.
And speaking of that, and AIWF, we've had several Black World Champions, Sweet Daddy, Devon Day, and so many more. Rodney Mack himself. I've known Cedric Alexander since his third match in the business. So, and just full disclosure, my wife's black, so yeah.
hey, listen. Hey, listen. I don't judge that shit. I really don't care. Preference. You know, that preference and preference shit is whatever, because the world is such an open book that anything can be rewritten, some shit like that. And now whatever is acceptable now. So don't mind that. You know what I'm saying? But have you you've been in AIWF for how long? You've been there for
Almost 20 years now. It's getting close.
So you see different people coming in and out of this
industry, yes.
This industry, in your case, your organization, I should just say that your
Yeah.
organization, you have people coming in and out, that type of stuff. Has there been anyone that you said to yourself, I want to keep, he's going to be the future, or she's going to be the future?
I mean, I wouldn't. Well, right now, I'd say Miss Ava Brooks. She's 18 years old. She's a women's world champion. I mean, she's a wonderful talent. She's booked as far as California already, coming up in the next couple weeks. She's going to South Carolina. She's in Pennsylvania. She's in Ohio. She's everywhere right now. And you definitely need to get her on your show. I'll send her your way, by the way. But she's been doing the podcast circuit. She's did about 30 podcasts in the past 2 months.
Oh, okay. Shit. Yeah, man. I'd love to have her come on, that type of stuff.
But speaking of the future, like, I've seen guys I knew they were going to make. Cedric Alexander, I knew he was going to make it from the first time I seen him. He trained under George South, which George South mentored me as well, back in the day. And George, he has a nickname for everybody. His nickname for me is Ole Anderson, because I guess I'm kind of an asshole like Ole. So.
Well, I got another asshole that that wants to come in here 3 weeks later. This motherfucker right here.
What's up?
So I really don't know why that you're here, Warren. I really don't need you tonight.
Oh, you said 11 o'clock.
Well, no one's here, and I'd rather do this by myself tonight.
All right, that's cool.
All right. Just like that. Anyway, so you see people coming in and out, right? So
yeah.
You've seen the different industries you've seen the industry change a lot. Like, you've seen how wrestling has been changing in the last 10 years.
Yeah, social media, online, it's changed the game.
Every decade there's a new form of wrestling that's growing and stuff like that. How do you think I don't want to say old timers like you guys, but the veterans of the industry say about the changes that's been done for the past 10 years, and keep going, and the sport just keeps evolving?
I mean, there's positives and negatives to everything, and you just have to evolve with the changes, in my opinion. And you just have to do the best with what you have. If you're a good leader, that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I've seen it from the days of VHS tape trading to DVDs to streaming to, it's changed the game. Like I said, we have a TV show. People can look it up online, AIWF across the globe. And we do have it on OTA platforms. Like it's on One Sports, which you can see in New York City, Chicago. You can also see it on CUTV, which is for the California University of Pennsylvania. That airs in the Pittsburgh market. But then you can also catch it online. We're on several streaming services, YouTube. I mean, you can catch it on Peach TV, catch it on One TV, One Sports app. I mean, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, because really cable is dying. Yeah, cable's dying the fuck out. Now it's all about streaming. Now, if you don't find a platform to stream to get content up and stuff like that, people's not really going to know who you are anymore, unless you are a big company that got the big bucks and stuff like that to get these executive TV deals.
Well, I mean, even Netflix went to, even WWE went to Netflix. I mean, WWE went to Netflix because that's where the money is. Let's be real.
Right. But then they're also understanding, cable is slow. That cable is dying, because no one's really paying for cable like that anymore. Everyone's paying for a streaming service now.
Well, I mean, I don't think most people were paying for it in the first place, but that's besides the point.
I mean, all right, because back in the day when you wanted to watch a pay-per-view, you had to actually call the cable company to purchase them. I mean, the personal pay-per-view. That was the
You,
biggest way
you,
that
you
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 get
didn't
those.
have one of the boxes. You didn't have one of the boxes.
No, all right. So, So, listen, right. I did have those boxes, but still, it was like you had to call up the cable company and say, "Yo,
No,
I want
no,
to purchase this
I'm
pay per
talking about
view."
the box, and you had to change the card every couple months because they send a signal out to burn it out. So it
Nah,
unscrambles it for you.
nah.
Yeah.
No, see, okay, see now I'm not that old, okay, man. I'm 35, so I wasn't around for that happen. I was only around for when it was the A side and the B side of the black box. So the A side was all the cable network channels, and then the B side was like the pay-per-views, the music channels, the pornos were on that B side and shit. And then in order for you to watch it, you had to call the company and say, "Hey, I want to order this pay-per-view, blah 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 blah." For this day to this time, you can either pay over the phone or you gotta pay when it gets attached to your phone bill. That type of shit was what I grew up having to do in order for me to watch pay-per-views and shit back in the day.
This generation is very lucky, I'll say. And every young person or kid I know, they're watching something on streaming. They're watching on their phone, on a tablet. They don't even watch
Mm-hmm.
it on computers anymore.
Oh, because everything, the technology's changing. What's good, Dukes? Yeah, nah, man, because everything is changing. Everything is not gonna stay the same forever. So we all see all these different things that we're so used to, so accommodated, it's being changed. Like even when you look at sports right now, basketball, for instance, there's really not no more physicality play. There's more 3 points than ever. The refs is rigged. They know who the fuck that they know who the fuck that they want to go further into the playoffs because it's bigger ratings and bigger range, it means bigger paychecks.
Oh
That's
yeah,
how the formula is.
I definitely think all of it is controlled. I think the refs control the major league sports. Definitely, they impact the game more than ever.
Yeah, no, definitely that. So when I see the changes that's happening with everything, and I have to tell you, like, we got to tell ourselves everything don't last forever. The good times that we always say, "Oh, this was the best era. This is that. Oh, this was the best era." The key word is era, because eras do phase out, and now we go into a new era. And then whether we're gonna be like, "Oh, we're not open up to it," or we're gonna be diving into the shit and just say whatever
Well,
happens,
I
happens.
think every generation has said that about the previous generation. Oh, my era was better. It's like I said, I'm all about adaptability and evolution, and I think you have to change with the times, and you have to be understanding. But everybody has to have their own moral compass as well. So
Yeah. So, who was the wrestlers that you grew up idolizing? Like for me,
uh,
I don't know if people can see it, but I'm an Undertaker guy on my arm. So he's been my main guy ever since, and he and I are both Aries. So I was actually kind of fucking excited to be like, yo, what kind of wrestler is this? He's an Aries too, and that's awesome. But Undertaker and
I
Stone Cold
idolize.
was a few of them for me. But
With me, it was definitely Ric Flair. I grew up like with Ric Flair in the late '80s, all the way through. I enjoyed the Stone Cold, the Attitude Era. I can't lie, I really enjoyed that era. But Ric Flair was the quintessential world champion, and he was the last true traveling world champion out there in the game.
yeah. But now you see what the hell that he's doing now. Oh, matter of fact, I got a question for you. Since we just heard recently that Eric Bischoff, Hulk Hogan, and one other dude who's a trainer is about to start their own wrestling promotion, how you feel about that?
We'll see how it goes. They didn't do well in TNA. Eric didn't do too good with Mat Rats either. So, I don't see it succeeding, but we'll see how it goes. I, I'm all for more opportunity for the boys and girls in the business. If they can make some money, that's great for them.
Because the way how I'm looking at this is we all know that people are still not liking Hulk Hogan for one main reason, more than any more than anything in the world, and now we're seeing something that I think he was thinking about for a very long time. I think back then when WCW was about to really crumble and Eric Bischoff was trying to buy the company, I think Hulk was saying in the back of his head, like, if he does this, I could jump back in, become an executive, get my share. Don't even like get in the ring anymore. Let me get my paycheck and call. You know what I'm saying? Get my paycheck, call it a day. I'm out of here. Right now, we're
Yeah.
seeing this happen literally 25 years later. 25 years later, these two are still thick as thieves. Now they come up with their own wrestling promotion. I honestly want to ask myself, who the hell is really going to take the chance to say, okay, let me go over there and work for them? Even though it's good business because there's more wrestling promotion that's being born and that type of stuff, but the people behind this, but the people behind the scenes may not know what the fuck that they're doing.
Well, yeah, they probably not. Like I said, I don't see them succeeding in the long term. I mean, I enjoyed Lucha Underground. I wish it lasted longer, but they had some crazy contracts on their talent. But you've seen them flourish, like you've seen Ricochet flourish. Jeff Cobb's about to go to the WWE. I mean, yeah.
Shout out to my man Jeff Cobb, man. He is a monster over there, man. Shout
Well,
out to Jeff Cobb.
let me tell you a story about Jeff Cobb. I know Jeff Cobb, and he was in the Olympics. He represented Guam, obviously, but he trained up in Denver with the U.S. team, since Guam is a U.S. territory. But this man's draw in the Olympics, he took on Yoel Romero, who fought in the UFC, and the other guy he took on was a medalist. I said, Jeff, you got the worst draw ever. He said, yeah, I pretty much did. I was like, yeah, but I mean, Jeff's a great guy, great talent. I mean, he's going to thrive in the WWE.
He's a great dude. And then now when you said that he's going, you kind of already leaked it out that he is going to WWE, that type of stuff. So
I mean, I don't think I leaked it. It's been all over the internet.
Oh, well, if it's been over the internet, then I can't stop the internet. The internet is forever undefeated with a lot of cases right now. Oh yeah, shit. No, just recently WWE just made like some cuts earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, they cut about 7 people. I mean, they always do after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing too, because I was just like, people are gonna make it seem like these companies need to keep everyone a contract expired, and they feel like that you're not part of their plan, then you're not going to get called back. Some people are going to feel some type of way about it, but that's what should be able to tell you this is a chance for me to reinvent myself in the indies, and maybe I can go out and get a bigger bag. You do the same thing that Brian Pillman once did back then at WCW, when he was playing WCW and WWF to try to get the biggest contract that the fuck that he can.
I mean, it's cost control. I mean, I understand what these cuts are, and I mean, they're always bringing up that next crop of talent. And I mean, talent development is a key in the industry, and that's what the WWE, they're masters at it. I hate to say it, but they are masters at it.
Yeah. How you feel about the WWE ID champions and how they get to go to promotions and defend the championships and stuff like that? Do you think that that's a good thing, or do you think that's a bad thing?
That's a good thing. Money's a good thing. I mean, I probably know half of them, so I mean, I'm not going to shout it out like that. But I mean, like, if you didn't know about me, I know a lot of people in this industry. I've got a lot of connections, and like I said, I've ran in 6 states. I've ran events in 6 states, and the AIWF is a global entity. Like I said, it's over 150 promotions in 50 countries. And so, I mean, we're doing pretty well. And yeah, but I mean, I think it's a great opportunity. The guys, they're getting some money. The guys and the gals, they're getting a little bit of money. They're getting good matches against quality talent. Actually, the tag champions, I can't say when, but I heard Swipe Right and the Duke Boys are about to go at it sooner than later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really makes me think now. It really makes me think, but that thought in my head, it was right there on the top, it was right there in the front of my lobe, but it just disappeared. And I was just going to say something too, but I was like, lost my train of thought. But my only question with the whole WWE ID Championship thing is, who controls the booking when it comes to that? Like, who controls the booking when it says, like, when they come in? Do you want
me to throw you the hint? I'm not gonna spell it out because I don't want to get in full trouble. But
I mean, is it 3 letters?
No, it's not 3 letters. No, it's not.
It's so it's more than 3.
Yeah, but he's someone that you know. He's somebody that you know.
Hey, so you know what? Then we're gonna keep our mouth shut. We're still gonna stick to kayfabe. We're still gonna stick to kayfabe when it comes to this. So I'm not. I think I know who you're saying. So I'm like, you know what?
I mean, he's good at writing scripts, and he's not an official WWE employee, but he is a consultant for the WWE. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Right. So So
I have his
that was.
email. You want his email?
Do you really want to send that over to me?
I know. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm not
if you
gonna say
do,
it out loud. But
now if you
I'll
do,
send it to you in a
hey,
message.
if you do me, I'll keep it in my back pocket for me for much later
Yeah.
on down the line. I'd be like, you know what, I can use that for later. I can use this for later, for much later on for SNW, some shit like that. So maybe that could be saving me something good for us in the future. You might never know. You know,
Yeah,
we just gotta
I'll send it to you off there. But
keep sending, do that.
But I mean, like I said, that's good for the boys and the girls because they're getting a payday, and I mean, they're doing good. They're also putting it on Tubi. I like the evolution on Tubi. I think that's a good plan. But like I said, everybody wants those streaming deals. Streaming deals pay money.
Right. And then there's many streaming sites, apps that's being born right now that is trying to get more content. Like even right now, we're still waiting for Heels. We're still waiting for season Heels to be
Uh,
announced and shit. So we've been waiting patiently for that.
Yeah, I mean they put 1 and 2 on Netflix. I mean, if it does good, we'll have to see how the numbers go and how their production goes. But I mean, we got hope. I mean, I enjoyed Heels. I mean, I think Alex Skarsgård did amazing. Stephen Amell did amazing. Plus the rest of the cast.
Yeah, Stars did amazing. I was upset about they dropping their deal and shit. So I'm like, yo, just when you have hit on television that's the same saturated kind of epic stories about cops, drug dealers, crimes, that type of shit like that. We already seen those things already. We want to see something different, but something that was just meant for us, and that was Heels. So when us wrestling fans
But I mean,
Heel, we jumped on it.
they stole the concept from the wrestler. Shout out to my boy Evan Ginsberg, producer on the wrestler, a good friend of mine from New York City. But yeah, I mean, like it was a good story, and I think like it allowed them to tell more stories. But I mean, that's why they're moving more toward like the reality based, like the new WWE thing, the LFG thing. I mean, and they're trying to take you behind the curtain because that's what the fans really want to see. I hate to say it, at the end of the day, the fans want to know what really goes on.
See, man, but here's the thing: the fans already know because you got these newsletters, you got these apps now that be full blown coverage of everything that happens in the whole entire wrestling industry from every company that's fucking alive. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right,
So it's like how much
100%.
more. But my question is like how much more would us fans really need to try to say, okay, we got our fix?
I mean, they're gonna try to get it until they squeeze the whole market out, and then it crashes, and it's gonna have to rebuild. That's everything, though.
Well, here's the thing about wrestling. I don't think you can crack a sport and say, okay, it's completely done and fucking dissolved, because if that's the case, basketball could have went down under back in the 70s because they want to say there's too many black players and not enough white players, until when Larry Bird came in and changed the whole narrative and shit about, man, listen, it's not about a white or the black thing. It's a me kicking your ass on the ball court thing. And that's what got ratings for that shit. But
Well, that's true.
I think some of the audience, they just fixate about what they want.
But there's also a storyline there. Indiana State played Michigan State in the NCAA final, so it's basically it's built its own storyline, basically.
True. Like anything can be turned into a storyline. So anything now can be turned into a story. For instance,
look at the NFL draft. Shadur Sanders. Look at that.
Okay, no, all right, listen, that shit right there, and let me just be 1,000% honest with you. The kid just talked too much shit for his own bridges, and he hadn't even gotten a fucking college degree. Okay, I don't want no one speaking to me unless you got a college degree on your motherfucking wall that says you graduated from this university, so you already went through the trials and tribulations of getting your education before you fall into a sport. When these players, they fall into a sport and then they're heavily dependent on it, and then something happens, they asked out because they gambled with something too quick. I think he gambled with this thing too quick because of his father, number one. And then number two, I just think, and let me just be frank with you, I don't see any NFL black owners.
Yes,
Come on, folks.
that's true, but
that's
I mean,
the true underline right there. There's no.
But I mean, Cam Ward was the number one pick. He's a black man. He's a quarterback. I mean, he just had a better skill set, and he didn't F up the interview.
All right, now when it comes to those situations right there, those interviews that like these teams do before they get drafted and shit. That's why like they be on the phone with them to be like, what makes you different from all these other people that's in this combine and shit? And then they're basing off their answer. It's so it's like a whole questionnaire. Matter of fact, what's that movie called? Draft Day. Draft Day with Kevin Costner and shit like that. And yeah, so that was like a prime example of what they have to do during the draft in order to get the person that like they want. But if they don't do it, oh, people get scrutinized. This company gets scrutinized. This person gets scrutinized. How can he didn't get picked at this one? That's why they do these whole stupid mock drafts. They get people know what they should be knowing, but then they don't know because they're not actually football in the industry. And that's how I see wrestling. If you're not football in the industry, that whole shit, whatever shit that's going on, you probably won't understand until you got to talk out with certain people in the back to be like, why did I not get picked? Why did I not get drafted? Why am I not being booked on this match? How come I'm not being booked for WrestleMania?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's how it's always going to be.
There's tons of shit when it comes to that, though.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I can't say you're wrong.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that I have a problem with when it comes to this thing. But I just said the kid was just too young.
Well, they didn't want to deal with Dion.
Yeah, he honestly was just talking too much though. And then when I just seen him with the big chain and shit like that, I'm like, bro, wait till when you get your first rookie contract and don't go after that. But these next in line athletes and shit like that, they get sponsorship deals. They're thinking that they're more and above any player that's on that team in college. So then
it's a mercenary business now.
Right. And now we go into the NFL and then you see all these other bigger guys that got bigger money, bigger accolades and shit like that. They're gonna look at you and be like, you're not even on our league, kid.
Well, they're gonna be like, motherfucker, we got a contract. That's the disadvantage that the NCAA has.
Right. And we got a fat contract. So your shit is like over here. You carry our bags.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about that's what the teams are going to tell these kids. They're like, you can't just go to another team. We got a contract. You can sit your ass at home or you can play. Your choice.
Yeah. You're saying like your choice, or you can go to the CFL. You can go to the USFL now.
Oh shit! You know they don't pay. They don't pay nothing though. UFL is like $80,000. The CFL is like 120. Hey, you make $300,000 on a practice squad, baby.
Hey, listen.
Shit, I'll fit my fat ass on the practice squad. I don't care.
Hey, listen. If I'm a football player and if I need you to go in any fucking league to get my paper, I don't give a fuck if I gotta go up there to fucking Canada. I'm doing it to make sure that I'm getting some type of paper under my name.
Speaking of the Canadian League, I want to shout out to my boy Andre Blanchard, the president of AIWF Canada. He actually played in the CFL.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, he played at the University of Ottawa. Yes, sir.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's my president of Canada. He's doing a great job up there. We're about to crown that AIWF Canadian heavyweight title sooner than later. I heard we got a women's belt up there. Yeah, it's just looking good. Like it's always looking good. I told you I can't complain. I get a cease and desist and threaten to get sued once in a while, but hey, it's not life if you're not getting threatened.
That must mean you're doing your job right. Or that must mean you're doing your job right to piss somebody off like that.
Well, okay. Let me tell you with the big leagues. If you don't use FKA on their names, they don't like that. So, like, you have to advertise them as FKA, whatever their name is, and don't use their pictures either. Don't use WWE copyrighted pictures.
That makes sense. That makes sense, but even though it kind of don't, because technically when you use it photography, unless the photographer has the right to sell off the photos, they can do that. Just not the company, you just can't.
Yeah, that's true though. But well, nobody's paying for shit. They're pulling it off Google, baby.
True. You got a point. About that.
But again, I mean, like I said, the AWF, we're doing great. We have over 22,000 followers. Follow us at AWF Wrestling on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. I still call it Twitter, even though it's X. I call it Twitter. Yeah, check us out. Like I said, 22,000 followers, pretty good. It's growing.
Yep, and definitely follow him on all platforms combined. Unfortunately, I gotta cut this thing kind of short and shit. So I'm gonna bang up my due diligence for tomorrow's show, which where the hell's that fucking slide at? I'm always losing something. This always happens to me at ill-advised times. Okay, there we go. All right. So, folks, check us out tomorrow at SNW's Vortex Over the Edge at Old Main Studios, 54 Danforth Street, Portland, Maine. Doors open up at 5. Shows up at 6. We have a special intermission performance by Spider Guy Chill. He's number 15 on the iTunes chat. On the iTunes charts. Definitely check out Maine's very old DJ Eastwood making his reemergence tomorrow as well. Peter Gianni is making his SNW debut against our one half of Freaking Flags and Stevie Legend's team, Stevie Legend. So there we go, check them out for that. The 2025 Cyber Cup semifinals. Richie Mack is trying to get one up over the new upcomer Fly 9 Noriga. Then we got Yusuf finally facing off against his worthy adversary who made his debut the last show back at March 15. Sean Knight is returning. The Gemini Tag Team Championships will be defended. The AIWF Tag Team Champions, the Duke Boys, will be taking on our boys, the CIA of Frank Bones and Greedy Bones. Oh, and do not forget, the main event is Johnny Pierce, our SNW World Openweight Champion, defending his title against Brother Bedlam in the main event tomorrow. Sorry that I don't have the match card. My business partner is always fucking slow when it comes to these goddamn things, so I gotta throw it out there on the fly. But don't forget, I'm just gotta give a special thank you to our fellow sponsors that help sponsor this bad boy. Of course, us, the OTTR Mob, the Off the Top Rules Network, that be tuned to us every Fridays and Saturdays, find us everywhere. Thank you, all of us here at OTTR, for being sponsors. And most importantly, Downhole Delivery and Catering, the best down southern home cooked food delivered right to your front door, 617-288-0813 in Dorchester, Massachusetts. Luigi's Pizzeria, 616 Winthrop Avenue in Revere, Massachusetts. Go check them out every Mondays for large cheese pieces at $8 from the hours of 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Thank you to VSW Podcast, Versace, for sponsoring us. To go definitely check out his content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Definitely give this person a special shout out. The Square Circle Cafe show, along in association with My Two Kids Productions. Thank you guys. Go check out all her stuff on Facebook and Instagram, and Twitter as well. And she is also the fact that the Square Circle Cafe and My Two Kids Productions is sponsoring Stevie Legend. Thank you. Special thank you to Green River Herbal. If you want your lotions, your creams, your teas, all that in one, there we go. Check them out. And they are sponsoring our very own Yusuf Odinson this upcoming Saturday. Definitely check out a big thank you to our sponsor, the Professor Rick Del Santo podcast, who is sponsoring Corey Duke, one half of the AIWF Tag Team Champions. Go tune into his stuff. Go check out his Facebook, his Instagram, his YouTube page. He got all types of great content, interviews, and more. And then, of course, big shout outs to our home brothers up here in Massachusetts, New Order Wrestling, who's sponsoring Matt Deadwood. They got an upcoming show in Springfield, Massachusetts, July 12th. And that's about it for us. And that's a special thank you to all our sponsors who's sponsoring tomorrow's event. General admission is $15. Kids over 5 is $5. Kids under 5 is free. You know what I'm saying? We got Duke's Kitchen. We're going to be selling pizzas, sodas, chips, all that. We still got the tier 1 through 3 business and sponsorship packages available. There's still time left. There's still time to sponsor a wrestler. Go check out everyone. We're going to be doing tapings for SNW Shark as well right before the pay-per-view starts. So we're going to have a jam-packed day tomorrow. Hope to see y'all people there tomorrow. I want to thank you, Matt Classic, for taking the time off.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. Rick Del Santo is one of my personal friends. He's a great guy. Check him out.
Yo, definitely check out Rick Del Santos. Definitely check out his stuff. Check out the AIWF's catalog for over 20 years of content between wrestler interviews. All the stuff that you need, go check them out. As far as me is concerned, you'll catch me being your host tomorrow at SNW Vortex Over the Edge. So you'll see me rocking the microphone. getting y'all hyped up and shit. We're gonna have a good night tomorrow. I'm just happy that we're gonna try to bang this out as best as we can tomorrow. So, I can't thank that enough. And I'd like to thank you, man, for taking the time out for coming on the show with me, man. I definitely appreciate that.
All right, boss. Good to see you. And definitely hit us up at AIWF Wrestling. Hit me up at Matt Classic on Facebook. And yeah, you get a direct line to me. Yeah, it's awesome. Y'all have a great night.
I got you, man. Like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, share it with your people. This is extremely short today because a brother don't got no energy. I gotta run outside in about 3 minutes to see somebody, so I gotta throw on my damn shoes. And then I gotta get up early to get ready to do this whole goddamn fiasco tomorrow. So I'm calling it a wrap. This is a special light ass edition of AfterDark Mobb Man Show. I'm Blackheart. That's Matt Classic. Matt, you're welcome back anytime to chop it up with me and the boys after we come back from our season break back in August this year.
All right, boss. Sounds good.
Weeks. So as for the rest of y'all, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Catch y'all next week. Peace.
I eat down your notes like a Mac to the screen. Last week in wrestling, we keep it mean. POG Mobb riding high, that's the dream. After dark wrestling, every hear the fans scream. Step in the ring, welcome to the scene. Die hard fans, we discuss everything. From the top ropes, we spitting fire in the booth. OTTR, POG Mobb, bring you the truth. From the top ropes, we spitting fire in the booth. OTTR, POG Mobb, bring you the truth.